Let's start with chapter 4 Maps. We have learnt in the previous chapter about the advantages of a globe. However, globe has limitations as well. A globe can be useful when we want to study the earth as a whole, but when we want to study only a part of the earth as about a country, states, districts, towns and villages, it is of little help. In such a situation, we use maps. A map is a representation or a drawing of the Earth's surface or a part of it drawn on a flat surface according to a scale. But it is impossible to flatten a round shape completely. We find that maps are useful to us for various purposes. One map shows a small area and a few facts. Another map may contain as many facts as a big book. When many maps are put together, we get an atlas. Atlas are of various sizes, measurements drawn on different scales. Maps provide more information than a globe. They are of different types. Some of them are such as physical maps. Maps showing natural features of the earth, such as mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, oceans, etc., are called physical or relief maps. Two political maps. Maps showing cities, towns, and villages, and different countries and states of the world with their boundaries are called political maps. Three thematic maps. Some maps focus on specific information such as road maps, rainfall maps, showing distribution maps showing distribution of forests, industries, etc. are known as thematic maps. Suitable titles are given on the basis suitable titles are given on the basis of information provided in these maps. There are three components of maps: distance, direction, and symbol. Let's do take an old rubber ball and draw whatever you like all over it. You may also mark North Pole and South Pole on it. Now cut this ball with a knife and try to flatten it. Notice how the drawings are distorted. Let's do look. So there is a scale as you can see in the figure 4.1 in this chapter. It may be used for measuring distance between places. For example, the distance between the well and the tree is 5 centimeter. It means that the actual distance is 50 meters. Now the distance between the POA to Karim's house E is 12 centimeter. It means 120 meters on the ground, but you cannot fly like a bird directly from E to A. You will have to walk on the road. Let us measure the total walking distance from E to C, then C to M, M to B, and B to A. Add all these distances, this will be the total walking distance from Karim's house to the post office. Distance. Maps are drawings which reduce the entire world or a part of it to fit on a sheet of paper. Or we can say maps are drawn to reduced scales, but this reduction is done very carefully so that the distance between the places is real. It can only be possible when a small distance on paper represents a large distance on the ground. Therefore, a scale is chosen for this purpose. Scale is the ratio between the actual distance on the ground and the distance shown on the map. For example, the distance between your school and your home is 10 km. If you show this 10 kilometer distance by 2 centimeter on a map, it means 1 centimeter on the map will show 5 kilometer on the ground. The scale of your drawing will be 1 centimeter is equal to 5 kilometer. The scale is very important in any map. If you know the scale, you will be able to calculate the distance between any two places on a map. When large areas like continents or countries are to be shown on a paper, then we use a small scale. For example, 5 centimeter on the map shows 500 kilometer of the ground. It is called a small scale map. When a when a small area like a village or town is to be shown on paper, then we use a large scale, that is 5 centimeter. On the map shows 500 meters only on the ground. It is called a large scale map. Large scale maps give more information than small scale maps. Direction. Most maps contain an arrow marked with the letter N at the upper right hand corner. This arrow shows the north direction. It is called the north line. When you know the north, you can find out other directions. For example, east, west, and south. There are four major directions: north, south, east, and west. They are called cardinal points. Other four intermediate directions are northeast NE, southeast SC, southwest SW, and northwest NW. We can locate we can locate any place more accurately with the help of these intermediate directions. We can find out the direction of a place with the help of a compass. It is an instrument used to find out main directions. Its magnetic needle always points towards north-south direction. Symbols. It is the third important component of a map. It is not possible to draw on a map the actual shape and size of different features such as buildings, roads, bridges, trees, railway lines, or a well. So, they are known by using certain letters, shades, colors, pictures, and lines. These symbols give a lot of information in a limited space. With the use of these symbols, maps can be drawn easily and are simple to read. Even if you don't know the language of an area and therefore cannot ask someone for directions, you can collect information from maps with the help of these symbols. Maps have a universal language that can be understood by all. There is an international agreement regarding the use of these symbols. These are called conventional symbols. Some of the conventional symbols you can see in the figure of this book, in the figure 4.3. So there are various symbols given: railway line, broad gauge, meter gauge, railway station. In the roads you can see metalled, unmetalled, boundary, you can see international, state, district, river, well, tank, canal, bridge, temple, you can see church, mosque, chhatri, post office, post and telegraph office, police station, settlement, graveyard, trees, and grass. Various colors are used for the same purpose. For example, generally blue is used for showing water bodies, brown for mountain, yellow for plateau, and green is used for plains. Sketch. A sketch is a drawing mainly based on memory and spot observation and not to scale. Sometimes a rough drawing is required of an area to tell where a particular place is located with respect to other places. Suppose you want to go to your friend's house but you don't know the way. Your friend may make a rough drawing to show the way to his house. Such a rough drawing is drawn without scale and is called a sketch map plan. A plan is a drawing of a small area on a large scale. A large scale map gives a lot of information, but there are certain things which we may sometimes want to know. For example, the length and breadth of a room, which can't be shown in a map. At that time, we can refer drawings drawn to scale called a plan. So you can visit web portals School, Bhuvan, NCERT and draw online neighborhood map on satellite imaginaries.